Funding for St. John ambulance services queried. Halt to evictions while squatters are resettled. And government pressed to fix roads. Good evening and welcome. This is Wednesday's news. I'm Kilawani. Questions over whether or not the St. John ambulance services will be funded by the government was raised in Parliament today. Former Health Minister and Abau MP Dr. Puka Temu says the St. John ambulance has served the people extremely well over the years and deserves government support. His questions were directed at Health Minister Jalta Wong.
In his question without notice to the Health Minister, Abau MP Dr. Puka Temu highlighted the importance of the ambulance service in the country. However, no funding has been allocated for St. John's ambulance under this year's budget. The Abau MP says this will affect their operations in the country.
The last 2 quarters of 2021, worth about 2.75 million, has not been received yet by the St. John ambulance. So today, Mr. Deputy Speaker, they have no money for fuel for ambulances. This fortnight, the 120 staff of St. John Ambulance will not be paid.
According to the former Health Minister, the St. John Ambulance was first established in the country over 60 years ago. Over the years, they have been operating under a memorandum of agreement with the government and receives annual grants from the Health Department. However, this may have changed due to changes in leadership. The former Health Minister says the St. John Ambulance has served the country well through their ambulance services and deserves government support. He further questioned why they were not funded under the 2022 national budget.
With the current leadership in St. John Ambulance during APEC and during the COVID crisis, I think all the honourable members of the Honourable House will agree that the St. John Ambulance has performed extremely well and therefore deserves the support of this Honourable House, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Mr. Speaker, and so I'm asking the Minister, can you explain to the House and the people why did St. John Ambulance did not get appropriation for 2022? So how will they operate?
Health Minister Jalta Wong in his response says funds are allocated for the ambulance service. However, there are government processes that they must follow, and that is to present their acquittals to the government.
The reason our Prime Minister gave 1 million last year has committed 1 million to St. John's Ambulance. So the money is there for them to take. But we have process within our government systems where they have to follow acquittals. So these acquittals that they have come, I've had meetings with St. John's on many occasions, and I've asked them to get their proper acquittals to do, because I am responsible for the money that is given to them.
The Health Minister further adding that they are in constant dialogue with the ambulance service to find a better way forward.
So there was a special intervention program that will go into St. John's and will correct some of the things. But in all this, every company that comes through the government has to follow process. And we are working very hard with St. John's to ensure that that process is fulfilled.
Rayon Lakingu National, EMTV News.
48 hours after the West New Britain provincial government was presented a road petition, Governor Sasindran Muthuval pressed for answers from Prime Minister over road funds. Muthuval said most roads are in dire need of repair and asked if the national government will assist.
With a petition presented to the West New Britain provincial government over bad roads in Hoskins LLG, the governor sought answers today in Parliament. He confirmed that roads are in need of repair.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, I've been given a petition by people from Hoskins also to address some of these worst affected roads. And Mr. Speaker, this is always a challenge that the people say that we attend to these matters. Why in the last minute? Is it because of election and all? But we have been doing this work from day one since we have taken office. So I would appeal to Prime Minister that if he can prioritize and release the funding meant for this national road in West New Britain.
The Prime Minister said road is a very vital agenda for the government. He says roads in Kimbe and other areas will be funded and upgraded.
This year, whatever funding is budgeted for, we will, each program, it will be released as budgeted. So, Migi Masurins long governor, this road. But having said this, Milag also indicating long governor, so Kimbe, go long Kokobo, this highway stretch, I think first 40 or so kilometer, there's a contract issued for that stretch of road also. It's an important economic corridor. We acknowledge the economic contribution of that part of our country, and that road will be given its fair consideration.
In a published report, Governor Mutuvel said roads are falling apart. He also confirmed that 1 million kina has been paid to contractors to seal critical roads in the province. Late last year, the Prime Minister visited Kimbe with promises to fix roads in Kimbe and Oskins. Jack Lapava Jr., National EMTV News.
Squatter settlers at Erima in Port Moresby have called on a developer and government to give them a proper area for resettlement before evicting them. Led by Alfred Andapanga, they say they are genuine taxpayers and citizens of this land. Prime Minister James Marape yesterday ordered a stop on all evictions until a proper resettlement is undertaken by government.
The remains of an eviction exercise, not the first in Port Moresby. Some people are still moving, taking what's left of the demolition. But for others, it's their only home in the city. This morning, the community stood in union appealing for some form of recognition from government and the developer.
This by eviction, by affecting all public servants sleep inside no disproportion. This by eviction, by affecting all people who work inside and stop inside the private sectors. This by eviction, by affecting all school beginning starting from elementary and finishing the university.
The squatters say they are genuine taxpayers and a proper resettlement must be sought.
They have to tell us where they will settle us because we are a part of the government for the people and by the people. So, people
led by Alfred Andapanga, the community will deliver a petition to government regarding evictions in the city.
In a Tario, Kerimao, Goroka, Chimbu, 1.5 people come stop, and public live here. Family belongs to 111 members here, we live here.
Prime Minister James Marape yesterday called for a stop on evictions in the capital city.
At the moment, member must be noticed, you now people blame you by no got eviction right now.
He was responding to questions raised on the floor of Parliament from a member of Parliament in the city. Mosby Northeast MP John Kaupa, who raised the issue, called evictions as a pandemic in itself. The Prime Minister also called on citizens to be responsible.
Suppose you no got title, no got karem hama na nail na diwai na go start making house. Lost state land. Today, when I'm ibung finish, now when I'm happen, people try and best stop eviction based on humanitarian grounds.
The settlers of Erima say they have nowhere to go, especially the women who are worried about their children weeks away from the start of schooling.
This year, about 40 years, me live here. Third, fourth generation, people are looking. Me all got a mama, people all got a start here. We've lived here. Even some people are pulling PNG power. People are going to paying tax here.
Bradley Valenaki, National EMTV News.
Suspended Higher Education Secretary Father Jan Zuba has been cleared of criminal charges laid against him last year. Charges which alleged that Father Jan breached the Public Finance Management Act by setting the online selection software, a digital software that is now being used to electronically select students after grade 12. The ruling by Acting Justice Laura Kuvi Wavun this morning dismissed all charges laid against Father Jan Zuba. You're watching National EMTV News. More stories when we come back. Welcome back to the news. Nearly 2 million kina worth of funding was dished out at Lahame village for projects in the Ungaibena district in Eastern Highlands province. Governor Peter Numu says these are key impact projects captured in the provincial budget. This includes schools, roads, churches and agriculture projects, among others.
People all over the Ungaibena district gathered at Lahame for the announcement and ribbon cutting for impact projects in the Ungaibena district. Governor Numu was given a local hero welcome by Sing Sing groups and the local brass band. Speaking there, Governor Numu highlighted why the provincial government has heavily invested in the education sector.
Antablo Yabifa, and Mibla Toklo putting one bla 500,000 lo 4-in-1 classroom Antablo Yabifa. Now lo Bena, and one bla double classroom, 500,000 plus science lab, now this law same me looking needs blow, and Narbla 500,000 kina, and Bagolo Bena. Now lo Rintebe, and me bla still no blue stiti lo yubla, and by Narbla 500,000 plus 4-in-1 double classroom. And future blow you missed up in chat blow education.
Funding will help build new classrooms, science lab and other facilities. Ungaibena MP Benny Allen was critical, mentioning the need to improve academic results.
Academic performance logolia by determining whether education system in the province run good or not. But thank you, Governor. Awesome. Free education income, capacity plus schooling and upload taking on more students for dormitory, na classroom, you making plenty work.
Another key sector seeing huge investment is road. For Governor Numu, the provincial government has bought machinery to boost capacity for the local works department. He says machines are already at work.
This year, in the budget for 2022, we talk money plan for province, road and priorities of buy all get the equipments plus sealing roads. Now this machine around, straight in putting gravels, na strong road. Bien by me look long, sealing all roads. You know, play when the gravels that's all stop all at a time.
While churches and other community-based organizations also receive financial support, Governor Numu said the agriculture sector is moving forward in coffee, crop farming and honeybee, among others. He says significant funding will also be released to support the good work of farmers in all districts.
This year, we are securing 4 million and stop in the PIP fund, the national government. This 4 million come, we are setting not a 4 factory, now house block staff. Now and finish now Eastern Islands by come up with them. Food center plus supply food banks plus supply go along all get up Papua New Guinea. Next, by me look long all honeybee. By me looking, by me dividing go now all by got factory blow. Now by me look funding all by got state of the art equipment look extract him honey. Now by me plus support him all. Narbla factory, by me look juice.
Jack Power Jr. National EMTV News.
Nawab district in Morobe has started an electrification project in the Puahom and Situm areas in the district. The project, once completed, will benefit thousands, including a health center and a primary school. Locals in the area have welcomed the project, saying it will increase business opportunities.
The electricity project in the Pohom and Situm area of Nawai district is making progress. Contractors have cut down trees along the Pohom area all the way to Situm, and power poles have been brought in to be installed. The project is the first of its kind in this area and will benefit thousands of people, including the Situm Health Center and Situm Primary School. The electricity project commenced late last year and is progressing slowly. Nawai Member's Office says work has been slightly delayed due to outstanding for contractors who were engaged to cut down trees. The Nawai District Development Authority has already allocated funds to pay the contractors, and work will commence once this is sorted. Meanwhile, the Luhu Incorporated Land Group, who are the legitimate landowners in the area, have refuted claims of demanding compensation before contractors install the power poles. The Clan Secretary, Timothy Kissing, said the landowners have agreed for work to commence and are willing to work with the contractors to see the completion of the project. Charlene Airy, National EMTV News, Lay.
It is estimated that over 200 million kina is being lost in cocoa export value due to cocoa pod borer disease. Raising this concern in Parliament, Pomio MP Elias Kapavore asked what the government plans are on the price support program, a program that saw an investment of 20 million kina. In response, Agriculture Minister John Simon says there is urgent need for the government to set up an export agency to export coffee and cocoa.
I'm aware that DL or the government has embarked on a 20 million kina price support program. The question is, can the minister provide details on the government price support program to date? Fourth question is, how has the 20 million kina price support helped when we have lost over 200 million kina in export values of production from coffee bora?
When the price is very good, the wall is open up. We know what the prices are. Why should our farmers continue to get less than 5 kina, 6 kina on parchment and cocoa as well? So the price is out there. The population in the world has grown and the demand on coffee, cocoa, a lot of our commodities is very good. So I have talked to the department, the commodity boards, to look at this, and we are planning to come up with a policy that the raw products, especially parchment coffee, green bean coffee, cocoa beans, should be exported by a state agency, so that we must also get involved in market. The department has not been involved in market. We're only, the commodity boards are mainly only involved in extension programs and other programs. We have not been involved in marketing. So I have been very vocal about it. I've been having meetings with my commodity boards to get into the market. We need to be involved in market so that we get the right price, the correct price to our farmers.
And now looking at the Nest Fund market report, the kina closed unchanged at $0.2850 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, your kina is buying $0.2775 $0.3825 Australian dollars, $0.4064 New Zealand dollars, and 31.21 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold is trading higher, coffee, cocoa, and copra closed lower. Crude oil is trading higher, palm oil and copper closed higher. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, the ASX 200 is trading lower, and the All Ordinaries is trading lower. This is Wednesday's news. Trukai Sports is next. All the details when we come back.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. Providing an avenue for the identification and development of rugby league talents has been an important function of the NCD Governors' Cup. Recent positive developments have shown that the competition has made progress in that objective. Huxley Lovai reports.
The impact of the NCD Governors' Cup is felt beyond the nation's capital, with the competition providing the talent pool for a number of Digital Cup franchises. With the Governors' Cup serving this vital function, organizers are adamant that the high competition standards on and off the field must be maintained.
Most of the players that are playing in the digital franchise teams today, most of them come from NCD Governors' Cup. We are looking forward to continue to provide the guideline and continue to make the tournament to be competitive, to be more competitive, to produce best players. We did it already, and Judah Rimbu is one of the product from the other guys from the Governors' Cup. They select them to the franchise teams, and then from there they went all the way to Hunters.
The core group of players from the successful NCDC Vipers Academy team, who are currently on top of the ladder in the Southern Super League, were identified and recruited directly from the Governors' Cup.
Well, that's exactly what we do for our Vipers Academy. Now you can see that our academy is doing well, because NCD Governors' Cup is the foundation for our Vipers team. And now you see our academy, they are doing well. And you can see that from our academy, our players are making all the way to the Hunters. Acknowledge our coaching staff, our Vipers coaching staff. It's about building the foundation for our team for future. Not now, but for the future. We have to build the foundation now.
Huxley Lovai, Trukai Sports.
That ends Trukai Sports. The weather report is next. All the details after the break.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
Weather forecast for tonight and tomorrow. Southern region, Port Moresby, mostly cloudy with chances of overnight rain showers. Rain periods for Daru. Kerma, mostly cloudy with few morning showers. Mostly fine, partly cloudy for Alotau. Popondetta, cloudy with some rain showers. For the Mamase region, Ley, cloudy periods with few showers. Mostly fine with chances of a shower or two for Wewak, Vanimo and Medang. For the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau, Kokopo and Rabaul, mostly cloudy with few showers. Cloudy with rain showers and possible thunderstorms for Kavieng and Kimbe. Buka, cloudy with few showers. And for the Highlands region, all centers cloudy with few showers, then morning fog. Forecasts for small crafts for the next 24 hours. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru to Gulf of Papua, and with waters of Gulf of Papua to Hood Point to Samarai to Milne Bay Islands, seas 0.5 to 1 meters. Waters of Milne Bay Islands to Cape Vogel to Huon Gulf to Finschhafen, seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters. Waters of Finschhafen through VTS Strait to Kendrian and Gasmata to Siasi and Long Islands, with waters of Manus and its western group of islands, and with waters of West New Britain and New Ireland, seas 1.5 to 2.5 meters. Waters of Long Island to Karkar to Bogia to Wewak to Vanimo to northern PNG Indonesian border, seas 2 to 3 meters. Waters of East New Britain and Bougainville, seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters. Ocean forecasts for PNG areas. Coral seas, sea slides with southeast to easterly winds of 10 to 15 knots, tending southwest. Solomon seas, sea slides with west to northwest winds of 10 to 15 knots. Bismarck seas rough with northwest winds of 25 to 33 knots. Pacific Ocean, sea slight to moderate with west to northwest winds of 10 to 20 knots.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And that's the news, sports and weather for today, Wednesday, 19th of January 2022. Have a pleasant evening. Bye for now.